great weekend this past weekend up in Boston. I guess they didn't get the memo that it's spring, a little cold and rainy the whole weekend, but it was great. My son did great in the hockey tournament, so thanks for all the support. And it was good to get out of South Florida for a while and recharge the batteries with some good people. We are literally past inside of a month. Make sure our live event that's coming up down here in Miami, June 9th and 10th, down in beautiful Brickell, Miami at the Marriott Marquis. Head to go.topgunoptions.com/event to grab your ticket and come on down and hang out with us and one of my Blue Angel buddies and John Thomas. We're going to be talking about everything that's going on in the markets. You'll meet Doug Robertson as well, our advanced vol arb trader, and I'll throw in an autographed copy of my book there. For those of you who want to come and meet us. I got to tell you, folks, the market being up today, man, like we talked about last week, the market does not like it being long into the weekends nowadays. Why? Because anything can happen over the weekends. And what happened? North Korea, another bottle rocket. This was a pretty big bottle rocket, folks, and they claim today that this one can carry a nuke. This is serious, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll talk about how the market's just up right now, and the VIX, by the way, was up. Market up, VIX up, something is up. We'll talk about that. But I think we're just whistling past the graveyard here, folks. Trump has made an ultimatum. This guy's not going to, he does another nuclear test, and that'll be it. China's starting to get worried. This is not priced in, folks, and this guy just keeps launching bottle rockets to get attention. He's a nut. He knows that he can't give these up because there goes his leverage. So what's going to happen? Trump has said he will not get a nuke, and if he's allowed to keep, well, he has nukes. What's going to happen in Iran? So I could spend forever on this. You guys know in my live training sessions for my members. We'll talk about this more in depth, but it just I have to point out all these issues, folks. So you put this into your bag of tricks as the market just gets bid higher here. Look at this cyber attack. The global cyber attacks that hit last week, and look at the tech stock today at all-time highs, up 20, 30, 40% in the fangs, man. You can't, it's nuts. And companies and organizations worked through the weekend to contain the WannaCry ransomware. And from all the reports that I've seen, guess what happened? It was an NSA. It was a bug that came from us, and even Putin's blaming the United States. So here we go. Potential nuclear war in the global peninsula, in the Korean Peninsula, a global cyber attack, and everything's great. And oh, by the way, the James Comey firing last week. All the Democrats calling for his impeachment now. The Saturday Night Massacre, and we're not even going to. Every one of us is going to, whoever the FBI replacement is going to be, we're going to vote against him. Man, Washington is polarized, folks. And what's that do to the Trump agenda? We'll talk about that in a second. Global oil prices starting to catch a bid, which is that's a good sign, folks. Actually, oil prices going up because they were going down there for a while into the mid-40s. Now we're getting close back to that breathing space of about 50. But oil prices jump on, you ready for this? Talk. Of course they jump on talk, hopes, speculation, fears. All those adjectives have been used in headlines to move oil, of extending production cuts. Folks, the production cuts they have right now are a lie. OPEC, and people not even in OPEC like Russia, they lie. I'm shocked to know that these OPEC nations lie. They are, folks, but that's what oil moves on. Hopes, fear, all that type of stuff. So we'll keep an eye on oil. Look at this, folks. So a buying panic. S&P tops 2,400 despite a higher VIX. Again, market up, VIX up, something is up. And the something that is up is just enough institutional buyers are sitting here going, this is nuts. We got Korea, we got China, we got Russia, we got Iran, we got global cyber attacks, we got oil problems. And, oh, by the way, Trump's agenda is in danger. Folks, I told you Trump lost me a couple weeks ago. Ann Coulter was the first, I guess, political pundit. And people, if you look at the interview, I think that was it. Yeah, this video clip has her predicting, I forget what the show it was, like, hey, who do you have? This was when we had 16 people running for president on the Republican side. She said, I think Trump takes it. And the whole audience laughed at her. She was the only one that was right. He lost me a couple weeks ago when he said Kim's a smart cookie, and I'd be honored. He used the word honored to meet with the guy. The guy who makes his people eat grass. I mean, grass is, this isn't a joke. Grass is a delicacy there, folks. He's starving his own people. He kills his own people. He's got nuclear weapons. He's nuts, and he can kill all of our forces in Guam and obviously South Korea. And now He lost me weeks ago, and I told you that should scare the hell out of you. Now he lost Ann Coulter, and that should really scare the hell out of you because she makes me look like Barack Obama. Ann Coulter, she's even farther to the right of me. So losing her is a bad thing, which means the Trump agenda is in doubt. But here's and again, I spent a lot of time talking to other people's and quote smart money, and a lot of people think that this market is up not because of Trump, but because of all these fundamentals. Folks, we've talked about the the weak macroeconomic data. We got the Empire Fed into contraction here after some good movements here. I called this the hope and change rally, right? Here's the we hope Donald Trump can enact everything he talked about, and then here's the change. We're flatlining, waiting for another leg up. Earnings weren't anything to write home about. And I just briefed you on all these strategic and operational issues that should get you a little bit scared. But then you got people saying, here's 3 reasons why Trump drama isn't rattling the bull market. First of all, folks, unfortunately, since the government got involved in capitalism, one of George Bush Jr.'s worst mistakes was believing Paulson when he busted into the Oval Office and said, hey, if we don't get involved in capitalism, everybody dies. The world ends, Mr. President. Meaning, bail out my Wall Street buddies. And we did. We bailed out companies like AIG to the tune of $180 billion. The U.S. Treasury, not you, the U.S. Treasury made $22 billion off that deal. And don't rush to your mailbox right now to look for your check as a shareholder, taxpayer, because you didn't get one. But since the government now is involved in capitalism, it's a participation market. Everybody gets a trophy in this market. Literally, the Fed is like the Pope. And the Pope came out, Janet Yellen, or actually her predecessor, Bernanke, said what? There's no hell. Attention all Catholics, we were wrong, there's no hell. Meaning this thing will just keep going up unless we get that, worse of that, plunging that. So again, folks, we're in this hold your nose market here. It is kind of, to me, an iron condor market right now. I legged into an iron condor this morning in my urgent alert service with a Disney trade that's up $575 right now. We put on a bull put spread last week, 108, 109, and put on the 111, 112. It's kind of a tight iron condor, but it's only a week and a half, or a 2-week trade, I guess. We're risking 3,600 to potentially make 3,900. I love that risk to reward ratio. And this, I call this a football trade, right? We just need this to go between the uprights, the bull put spread, the 108, 109, and stay beneath the bear call spread, the 111, 112. And I have my weekly options session here in about 40 minutes at 1 o'clock with my weekly options members. And we'll take a look at a bear call spread or an iron condor again for this week. We had a good kill last week, man. Another iron condor last week, max profit in our weekly option service. I think we've had, out of literally, we have like close to around a 95% hit ratio with our weekly options trades, and we've just been absolutely crushing it year to date in our weekly options service. So we're actually going to be doing an options weapon school launch next week. So make sure, if you're interested in becoming a member here at TGO, keep an eye on your emails, and I'll let you know what the page is to register for next week's events. Options Weapon School is what I teach. Our buddy Doug Robertson, our vol arb trader here, teaches full throttle. I'll end up teaching the Options Weapon School class. But look at our urgent alert and weekly options portfolio, up nearly $49,000 year to date. Just very, very good, very, very nice trades. But we'll do a weekly options session at 1 o'clock. But folks, this is you got to be a little worried up here, man. It is a hold your nose rally. So when I say market up, VIX up, something's up, meaning institutional money is starting to hedge a little bit more. I had a VXX trade that expired last week. Didn't do so well, but trying to time when the market is finally going to wake up from this slumber, it's not a fool's errand. It's going to happen. There is the old resting heart rate, so to speak, of the VIX, around 11. And then we decided that there's nothing wrong in the world at all and got smashed below 10. Folks, this is nuts. When vol is cheap, you buy it. When it's expensive, you sell it. This is, look at this last period, healthcare and all sorts of, potential issues down here. A French election, all sorts of stuff. You're telling me that after I just gave you a strategic and operational brief that nothing is wrong or could go wrong in the world? Remember, the VIX is pricing in potential movement to the upper downside on VIX futures 30 days out. So the VIX is pricing in the next 30 days, nothing really going wrong. Are you kidding me? In the next 30 days, Donald Trump could either end the world, end his presidency. There could be a war. A lot of things can go wrong. So again, throwing a couple hedges on here at these levels of volatility, or a couple, just bear put spreads on the overall S&P 500, not even bear put spreads, buy some damn puts, throw them in your lower drawer, your filing cabinet, because you're going to need them eventually. And again, I'm not the homeless guy on the exit ramp of I-95 with the tinfoil hat saying the end is near all the time, just every other Thursday. But this has to give something back. Okay, and I see all the pundits today, especially on Comedy Central, doing the whole, I think maybe this rally isn't, a Trump rally. Are you kidding me? How many times did we hear the huge tax announcement next week? Incredible, huge, great guy, going to be awesome. And the market has a rip your face off rally. And then it comes out, and then it sells off. Or look at the healthcare. There's the State of the Union. Yay, sell the State of the Union. And then, oh crap, there's healthcare implosion number 1. So the market has moved on Trump. The people searching for a reason that we're up here and saying it's not because of a lot of his words and promises are just wrong. This really is the MacGyver market, folks. It's up here on a straw, a paperclip, and a rubber band. And if any of that stuff gives way, it's going to be painful. However, I'll leave you with this. You have to trade the market you have, not the market you want. Not necessarily that I want a market down here that implodes. I just look at all the macro data underneath it. How about that GDP? How about retail sales last week? The retail sales number on Friday and some of the retailers. Just very, very soft macroeconomic data, and we're up here. So I point that out to a lot of the, quote, smart people. But and one more wizism before I got to split and get ready for weekly options at 1 o'clock. The market can remain irrational longer than you can stay solvent. Okay, so trying to talk or bid this market into the dirt is a fool's errand. So we got a lot of iron condors working, especially on our financials. JP Morgan and some Goldman Sachs iron condors, just because I think we're going to be range bound here. So let me take a look at where's my positions here. There they are. I think we have a JP Morgan iron condor in this. Oh no, it's in our accelerator term. So the iron condors are looking good on the financials because they're just going to wallow around here until they get a reason to go up. You're not going to tell me that for all the people saying, well, this rally isn't necessarily Trump, it's on the fundamentals. Really? Take a look at the financials, the Goldman Sachs, the Morgan Stanley, the JP Morgan since he got elected. I predicted those trades. I predicted those rip your face off rallies out of the financials. You're going to tell me now that they didn't go up because of that? They went up on their fundamentals? They didn't. Goldman Sachs had a swing and a miss for their earnings. So, again, I love watching Comedy Central, CNBC, as people trying to explain that the market's up here other than Trump. I don't believe it. And when you lose an Ann Coulter, you lose a Matthew Buckley, you got to be worried. His agenda, like they said today, and a lot of people reporting, is in danger of getting enacted in 2018. So that's a bad thing. Okay? All right, guys, enough rambling. I got to run. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and I'll see many of you at 1 o'clock, or I'll see some of you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. in the primary live trade brief. We'll see you.